quiet. Listen, you're going to have to really listen to me. I can't talk very good. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So I'm gonna, here's my dummy, okay? So Drew, give him a good welcome, and I'll try to add what I can. Please, go.
Absolutely. Welcome everybody here in the live audience, but specifically you guys there at home, wherever you're broadcasting from. We're super amped about this, setting world records here at Premier Designs. It's a new history direction of the future of technology, being able to connect 2018. We've had our own epic audience here. We've had a ton of training going on with some legacy leaders here, Gail Foster, Kayla Unger. Yes. We know that you at home, out there, wherever you're connecting, the whole point of what we're doing here at Premier Designs is to always be relational, to build relationships and keep things personal. So throughout the day, you're going to hear that theme of keeping it personal and make sure we're driving that all the way through. But where I learned that from was from my grandparents, my papa and my Grammy. My papa's actually at home right now watching. Hey, Papa. Welcome. I'm on TV, Papa. Hey. Oh, he's in Charleston, South Carolina. So if you're over there on the East Coast with that bomb cyclone, we know you guys got closed in. We're thankful that y'all are joining us, whether you're able to make it to your location or not. So that's awesome, the use of technology. We're able to be able to connect with you at home. Also, we have a ton of people here that are prayer partners watching live as well. So that's a prayer team that we know praying for you each individually out there, praying for the company. Those lines are open for y'all all the time. Thank you. That is a blessing here at Premier Designs that we're able to use that in such a way to be able to shepherd and be able to lead with you guys through that way. We also have a huge program that's lined out today for y'all. I want to say that we're starting off today. Throughout the program, we have a ton of training. We have two jewelers that are going to come out here with it and talk about how to keep things personal with technology in different ways of running their business. It's awesome. We have recognition coming out for all of y'all as well. A lot of you at home that have been able to receive some awards that you guys have accomplished out there with great hard work. I want to make sure you guys are getting that. We have a ton of drawings as well. Not only for jewelers, but also for our guests. So if you've joined us out there live, we have drawings for y'all as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have a bunch of new announcements coming your way. You guys want to hear some new announcements? Of course, yeah. So a lot of new innovative technology that's coming out here and some new things that are coming. Bob's going to talk about that here later as well. But as you know, here at Premier Designs, our main heart is making sure our people are first. Our most important asset are our people. So we want to keep things personal. We want to keep things as personal as possible with you at home also. Building relationships and thriving to enrich every life that we touch, including the thousands that are joining us at home. We have 90+ locations that are registered with us. That's not including the thousands that are not registered that we know about. So it's awesome to be able to reach out with you guys and be relational in such a way that ultimately drives to a face-to-face interaction. But just like we do at every Premier Designs event, we start off with a little bit of a devotional that my Grammy wrote, this Keeping It Personal devotional. Now we're going to have Pegs read from that for you.
I love this book, and it's been well loved and well used. I always start I use it all the time when we go to selection for the jewelry. We all gather together as a group and always start each day reading Joan's devotional. And then we pray before we start the selection process. So just love this book so much. But I'm going to read today, and the title of today is January 6th, The Sense of Mission. And the scripture reference is Matthew 5:16. In the same way, let your good deeds shine out for all to see, so that everyone will praise your heavenly Father. And Joan writes, most successful businesses have a clear sense of mission and purpose. They know what they are all about. Many times, companies have a mission statement printed and hung in the reception area for all to see. I believe that this is a good model for each of us in life and in our businesses. William James said, the greatest use of a life is to spend it for something that will outlast it. Isn't that powerful? Think about creating your own mission statement. Ask yourself, what do I want to invest in that will outlast me? Why has God put me here? What am I gifted to do? A personal mission statement helps us focus our efforts and gives us the freedom to say yes to the right things and no to other things. Jesus said, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." Matthew 5:16. If you're looking for one, that verse would be a great mission statement. It certainly helps me to focus on a purpose that is eternal. And making it personal, take some time to think about the questions above, then write out a simple mission statement for your life.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm talking, you just can't hear me. I'm sorry, Drew. Go ahead, pray.
Yeah. Thank you. Father God, we love you. Thank you for us being able to gather here, Father. We thank you for the grace that you've given us here. We thank you, Father, that you're cultivating, you're grooming relationships here inside of Premier Designs in this community. I pray, God, for everybody here and also the ones that were out there live broadcasting, that you'll be with them and that you'll grace them with your presence and that they can feel like they're building and thriving in Premier Designs here, God. We love you. Bless the rest of the day with us, God. And in your name, amen.
Amen. I am so sorry. I feel the worst part here is I feel so good. This is, I have no sickness. I'm not feverish. My throat doesn't even hurt. It just doesn't work. I'm so disappointed. I had so much to talk to you about and to remind you of, but for some reason, I'm not sure I can get through that without just annoying you to death with his voice. But let me share just in 2 minutes, if I can, God. That reminds me of my father. Sorry. That's what's weird. I've never done that. They accuse me of I'm readdressing puberty. I'm sorry. Going backwards. Okay, this is silly.
Let's try.
Okay, I'm not going to try. Really, I had so much to share. That's why I'm trying. But if I can't do this, which I cannot, I'm going to do another little video. And I'll do it next week because I want you to hear what I have to say. It's some good stuff. But, Dad, this is for you. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. Will not forget. Don't forget. Drew, take over. I'm so sorry.
It's cool. I remember growing up seeing my granddad speak at that stool, and it's crazy. Because yesterday my dad asked me to go get that stool, and I know what it stands for, you know? The purpose, the philosophy, the objectives of what we do. I heard it year after year growing up. Lest we forget our philosophy and our purpose, we will never forget why we do this. It is 100% about people. I've heard that growing up, and you're going to hear that through the rest of the day. That is our mission, to enrich every life that we touch. We want to be relational. And every year at our Premier Designs, we've had since 1985, we've had a founding verse and a verse of the year. That this year we have a verse of the year, and I want you to take this very seriously. That our verse of the year is Hebrews 10:24. And it is, let us think of ways that we can motivate each other to acts of love and good service. And good works. And that's crucial. That's crucial. It's crucial. My dad was going to come up here and talk about this, and so it's an honor for me to be able to kind of represent him for this. But you guys need to think about this verse. I want you to take that home with you. And those of you here in the live audience, you have a printout right there in your chair. Take that home, use it a bookmark, write it on your mirror at home, put it on your driving wheel, whatever it is, and know that this is the verse for Premier Designs, the verse of the year, that we can uplift each other and encourage each other to acts of love and good works. That's edifying in this culture, in this community, that you're going to know that the most important thing we have is our relationships with each other. We're designed for that. And my dad wanted me to specifically say something. He said he wanted us to say, let us think of ways that we can do that. And that is a verb. And that is something that is on you guys for each other, is to think of ways that we can uplift each other and that we can encourage each other in ways that we know our philosophy and our purpose in Premier Designs will always be lived out from now and also into the future. And we'll leave you guys with that as we go forward, and we're going to transition to this. But thank y'all for being here. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are awesome at home. We love you guys. And hopefully the next hour and a half or so that we're with you guys, that you guys can understand the purpose of Premier Designs.
Well, a few weeks ago, we gave our jewelers an exclusive sneak peek into our new 2018 spring collection. It was an amazing success with thousands of jewelers tuning in across the country, much like we're doing today. Let's take a moment just to look at some highlights from our spring sneak peek.
So this is what the Eclipse necklace looks like on a hot pink shirt. Isn't that cute? So you can put this on this spring with your white jeans and a pair of strappy sandals and just be on your way. I absolutely love it. So the necklace I want to introduce to you now is called Soft Touch. Okay, and so this is, one thing that's cool about this, look at this, you guys. It's super cute, doubled with a clip-it. Okay, and you can obviously wear it long. This is going to be best friends with your blush necklace because, and I'm going to show you what it looks like here in just a second, but it's beautiful layered with blush. These are little stations all the way around, absolutely gorgeous. This is going to be probably one of those that sits on your countertop. It is an over your head and out the door look, but wait till you see the earrings. Statement earrings are huge. You know, I showed you sheer perfection, and these are the Cecilia earrings. And this is our brand new rose gold earring. You can see it's got movement to it. They're lightweight. You know how people went crazy for our breezy earrings? That customer is going to want the Cecilia earring. Okay, so I love, love, love that together. I want to show you what it looks like when you pair the Soft Touch with part of your blush necklace, okay? So this is kind of the look. What I did was I took the bottom two parts of our blush necklace and added it to the Soft Touch. Isn't that beautiful just on this blue t-shirt? Okay, so such a cute look, wonderful for spring and summer. The bracelets that are going to coordinate with this, you know, I just pulled the Earth Angel and the Flirty. I just think these two look great together. But you know what? Some of you girls, I know you'll pull a few more, maybe the Rosalie, maybe part of Rosie, and build a really great arm party with that. But these two look nice. Now, how about a brand new rose gold ring? Okay, I'm going to put it on my little pointer finger, and hopefully this helps so that you can see it. Gorgeous. This is called Ravishing, and the Ravishing ring is just a really lightweight, it's got crystals set in it. This is going to go beautiful on your right hand. It's a great right hand ring. It's super lightweight. It reminds me a little bit of Double Vision. That is a very on-trend design right now, and I'm super glad that they gave it to us in rose gold.
For Premier Designs, keeping it personal is the difference between Premier and other direct selling companies. Relationships are so very important now as we grow, not only in numbers, but also in the world of technology. We want everyone to feel important because we believe everyone is of somebody special. Relationships are being strained these days because of the lack of personal touch. I mean a real personal touch, not birthed on a keyboard. Premier Designs is meant to be different. Will you help me to care for each other? We're committed to keep on serving. We're still caring and sharing, and we're still building. We're not building a wall as Nehemiah did. No, we're building a bridge of opportunity. The premier bridge of opportunity goes to home shows, so we can share, serve, and care.
I think it brings back memories for that. God, it's just an emotional start. That was my grandmother's last Premier Designs National Rally in 2010. And I can remember growing up at every single national rally, and I would hear her spread these messages of gems from Joan right there, of the fact that we are building relationships past a keyboard, things that are getting us face to face. And I'm telling you now, there's a world out there that people are desiring to get face to face. And in Premier Designs, we want to make sure that we're using technology to not block those relationships, but we're bringing it into our lives to be able to reach those relationships and to be able to enrich more people and to be in thousands of homes all over the world if we can. We have a great opportunity in Premier Designs to take this to the next level. I'm going to bring out two jewelers here that are just examples of that. They're using technology, they're using internet, they're using e-commerce, and they're using social media to build in, but ultimately to drive to their face-to-face relationships with people. And I want to tell you something about these two jewelers. One jeweler here was here for that last rally where my grandmother was at, was her first national rally that she saw. The other jeweler here never had the chance to meet my grandmother. And the point of that is I want y'all to see something here. I want y'all to see that the heartbeat of who we are, this legacy that's been laid out in front of us, it's not changing. Just because my grandmother's not around or my granddad's not around, that the heartbeat of who we are maintaining that vision and that purpose into this future. So I'm going to bring out these two jewelers as we go forward. And this first jeweler, I want y'all to know, in this past year has retailed over $52,000. She sponsored 6 new jewelers. She's married to an amazing man named Jeremy. Mom of 3 kids, coming from Arizona, we have Kristen Pegram. Please welcome Kristen Pegram. Thank you. This next jeweler, she's retailed over $25,000 this past year. She let me know she sponsored 10 new jewelers this past year. It's pretty awesome. She's married to her husband, Lee, a mom of 3 kids. Coming from North Carolina, we have Molly Bronson. Thank you all, ladies. Let me sit down. Now, I kind of want y'all to get to know them just a little bit because the introduction I gave them was strictly on their business, but I'm going to let them speak for themselves here, ladies. So Kristen, if we start off with you, can you give us a little bit of background to you, where you're from, your family, kind of help us get to know you a little bit?
Sure. I live in Anthem, Arizona. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, and we've got 3 children, ages 4, 6, and 9. And y'all, Premier has blessed our family more than, as you know, I can share right now. But so I'm so thankful for this business and the opportunity to serve women around me.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Molly, can you let us know you a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. My name is Molly Bronson from North Carolina. I've been married to my wonderful husband, Lee, for about 6 years. We have 3 daughters who are 5, 3 and a half, and about to turn 2. So I'm able, and yes, pray for us. I am so thankful for Premier because I am able to stay at home with them, which is a dream that I never thought I had until it was a possibility because of Premier. So
that's awesome. Yeah, one of my grandmother's huge things was family and family values, so that's definitely something we want to point towards, and we're thankful for that. We're going to start off with this. We have a few questions here. We want to make sure that you guys are seeing some things here. These women are driving their businesses in 2 different styles in the way they do this, but the mission of what we're doing, I'm going to let them talk about that and this heartbeat of who we are. So this first question I want to direct towards Molly. I want you to see if you can give us some examples of how you're serving people nowadays.
yeah, definitely. I think the biggest way that I'm trying to serve people right now through my Premier business is really I'm just helping women find their identities again. Premier helped me personally climb out of the pit of postpartum depression. And I was at a point in my life where I had lost myself. And we had 3 daughters in about 3 years' time. And it was so easy for me to stop trying and to not take care of myself. And I justified it by saying I was too busy taking care of everyone else. And I think as women and as moms, we get that. And the truth was, I really was just lost. And getting back into Premier helped me find myself again, not only as a wife and a mother, but as a daughter of the King who can go confidently out into the world knowing that no matter what I look like on the outside, I was created in God's image. And God does not look at me, and he doesn't see Molly, the hot mess mom, which is what I feel like most days. He doesn't even see Molly, the sparkle mom, which is how I've branded myself. He sees Molly, the fearfully and wonderfully made mom. And, you know, for a woman, there's just something special that happens inside of us when we put on a cute outfit, we actually brush through our hair, we pull it all together with great accessories. And you know, for the first time in a couple of years, I was getting compliments on my style. So my goal right now is to bring that joy to other women. My biggest prayer, I think, for my jewelers and my hostesses and my customers is that they'll start to see themselves as God sees them when they look in the mirror. And that they will begin to feel confident in who God created them to be. And I feel like I'm able to do that more than ever in Premier. And I can show women how to quickly pull a look together and in turn, change their attitudes about themselves.
Amen. That's awesome. Yeah. Helping. Yeah. Love that. That's huge. So helping women find their identity. Again, much past a piece of jewelry. That's so beautiful. And your personal experience with that's awesome for sure. Kristen, can you give us some ways that you're serving people with your business?
Absolutely. In today's world, you guys know this, women have more demands placed upon them than we ever have before. We are expected to look put together, have confidence, all while managing the demands of a home, a family, a career, and sometimes a lot more. Style and confidence has become less of a priority for many women, and they just feel stinking overwhelmed. You guys relate to that? My goal is to bring the women in my life value and help them see that they are beautiful and they're created for a purpose. At my style shows, I teach women current trends and a fashion formula that they can use to create a pulled-together look. I want them to leave every interaction with me feeling confident and lifted up. I also want them to understand that you don't have to have an amazing wardrobe to look and feel your best. You just need to know the right working parts. And it's not always what's on trend, but sometimes it's just what clothing will complement their body type and teaching them how accessories can do the heavy lifting of their look. Serving my customer may be as simple as working with them to help them develop their personal style and build their confidence. It's getting those text messages when she's out shopping at her favorite boutique asking me what I think of an outfit. Maybe it's helping her understand all the many options she has to do a style session and earn her jewelry for free. It is quite possibly just being a personal cheerleader and encouraging her because we all need someone to believe in us. For my hostesses, maybe we're spending time in their closet helping her identify the working parts and how she can really use what she already has to create a pulled-together look. I'm going to try to give her tools that will help her shop with purpose and show how her jewelry can drive her style. And it's also helping her fill in those missing gaps. And y'all, we haven't even talked about her event yet, right? So I'm going to work with her and I'm going to help ensure that her event is successful. And every time that we're together, I want to spoil her. I want to make her feel as special as she is. I try and show every woman in my life how Premier can fit into theirs. Premier is a business that you can work around life's demands and within the nooks and crannies of your day. I try and lead this by example. Being a crazy busy mom myself, I get it. I want these women to see that Premier offers them so much more than jewelry. We are offering them hope. We are offering them financial opportunities. We're offering them a family, you guys, a family of jewelers that's going to love and support them with the opportunity to enrich lives and serve the women in their life.
That's huge. That's very beautiful. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Premier is offering something so much more than a business, as you heard from these ladies right here. And it's so beautiful to have that mindset and the fact that we're finding an identity past jewelry in this community of family, as Kristen just talked about. It's awesome. Kristen, I'm going to bring this question right back to you, the second question. Is how are you using social media, technology, internet, whatever type of digital communication or digital tool to drive to those face-to-face interactions in businesses?
Okay. Social media is giving us a brand new way of engaging people, a way that we never had before. And it's allowing us to tell a personal story that is going to resonate with others. A story that shows you guys it's okay to be imperfect. You know what? It's actually desirable. And that we are all a work in progress. You guys, we need to be real, really, really real with these women that are put in our lives. It's telling our personal story as we continue to brand ourselves. A story that makes style easy, not intimidating. A story of confidence, financial opportunity. A story of our Premier family and servanthood to others. I use Instagram, my Facebook business page, and a private Facebook group as my social media platforms in my business. And I really just want to be girlfriends with them. I go live in these different platforms to show them trends, inspirations, and sometimes just real life. I want them to feel like they personally know me and we are besties. Every relationship that God has given us is unique, and so are going to be our interactions with these women. I'm always going to try to follow up, for sure, a private message, for example, when we're interacting on Facebook, or even a personal note in the mail. Who doesn't not love fun snail mail? Any way that I can make our interaction more personal, I will. And there have been some women that I meet at my style shows and events, and when I ask them if they want to get girlfriends together to learn the trends, they say no. I always, first of all, make sure to ask them if I can follow up with them and when would be a good time. I go home and make sure I schedule that right away. But at that same time, I ask them if they'd like to join my Facebook VIP group. And I describe it to these women as an exclusive group where I post style, tips, and trends, and any style steals that I'm running right then. And they almost always say yes. You can't turn that down. So once I add them to my group, they start seeing my posts, and we start this interaction, and I start engaging them. I am planting and watering seeds. I'm a very good gardener, by the way. I am varying my posts, and I try really hard to make them non-sales oriented and more people oriented. But there's always jewelry. I managed to sneak that in there. So once these women are in my VIP group and they're following me on Instagram, several months later, so many of them have reached out to me, and they have actually decided that they want to have a style show. They now trust me, and they want to join my Premier family. I've gotten some jewelers and grown my family that way. They have seen the value, and we have become friends all through social media. This is really important. Social media has allowed us the opportunity to extend our relationship that could have possibly ended after the event she attended. With all this being said, if I have the opportunity to interact with them in a real life setting, I am always going to do that. That trumps anything, y'all, that we can do virtually. Social media is just giving us another powerful tool that we can enhance these relationships. I also make some time each day to go through my friends and see these women and comment on their posts on Facebook. Once I do that, I comment, I like their post. Facebook's algorithms are going to put us in a relationship. And so guess what? I'm going to see their post, but they're going to see my posts. So another thing to keep in mind is the branding process and creating an online presence does not happen overnight. So friends, please don't be discouraged. It takes time. I've learned that many women are quietly watching us. They want to see what our jewelry business is all about and how it can fit into their lives. Sometimes those that are the quietest end up being our biggest fans.
That's beautiful, yeah. That's awesome. I think there's a few points that I picked up on that, is that you're allowed to now tell your personal story through digital connection, through digital format, and that every relationship we create or we have now is God-given and unique, which is beautiful, and it's just a lot of fun to see that. You're driving that to a face-to-face relationship with people. That's critical on that. I love hearing that. Molly, we'll bring it over to you. So how are you using your technology and your side of things to push to face-to-face relationships?
Well, I definitely agree with everything that Kristen said, and I think the biggest thing is anytime I get a new customer, whether it's ordering from my website or part of an event, I try to contact them personally as soon as possible. So whether it's a text message or a private message, I really want to make that connection with them individually before I do anything publicly in my group or on the event or something like that. And I want to get to know them a little bit, so I may ask them how they found my website or how they know the hostess. And again, I'm making those connections so that we can become girlfriends and we can figure out, how this relationship is going to work. And it's also, with what Kristen said, it's really important to remember that when you're building your online presence, whether it's through social media or just getting your website out there for new customers to order on, it is going to take time. And personally, last year at Regional Rally, I just came to see the new jewelry. I had no shows booked on my calendar, and I had no jewelers in my family. And I was able to do more orders in Premier this past year than I had ever done in my 5.5 years experience with Premier. And I had a VIP group back then, but it really was just a group of ladies who wanted to see some pictures of some samples I had for sale. I had no Premier presence online this time last year that was making an impact in any way. And I've gradually built that connection and trust with my VIPs and my customers and my followers. I have gotten myself out of the house, hallelujah, and set up in homes and at vendor events, because that face-to-face, that in-person, that is the best way to connect with someone. I've branded myself as Molly the Sparkle Mom over the past 12 months, and I'm starting to see the payoff from that. I'm getting random orders on my site that's not associated with anybody's jewelry event. I'm getting referrals. I'm getting the quiet watchers asking me to come do shows for them. They know me and they trust me, and they are a big encouragement to me. And my best advice for jewelers out there who want to build their presence online is just constantly be studying. Study social media experts, study other jewelers, even consultants from other companies. Study what they're doing. I have gotten to be really good at gleaning, because if it was good enough for Ruth, it's good enough for me, okay? I pay attention to what other jewelers are doing online. Then I go through and pick and choose what fits who I am and how I'm working my business in that season. It's so easy to get overwhelmed with the new strategies and new information and new technology. So don't feel like you have to try and learn it all at one time. Be a great gleaner and be yourself, who God created you to be. And that's what's going to make you successful.
Yeah, be a great gleaner. How awesome is that? Learning. Yeah. Being able to pick something from other jewelers or somebody else that you're learning from and apply it to you. Not everything is going to fit your style in that. And even these two ladies doing two different styles of shows. She's doing a vendor show and going to homes that way. She's doing a style show and getting to homes that way. That's awesome. That's what we want to see with this. This next question that we have, Molly, I'm going to bring it right back into you, is how are we leading customers? How are you leading customers in your Premier business about the opportunity? So hostesses or customers, how are you sharing that throughout your Premier business now?
I would say my favorite thing to present to customers as business prospects would be Premier's flexibility. That is my favorite thing to discuss right now. We are so incredibly busy in our season of life. My wonderful husband works full-time, and he goes to school at night full-time. And we have 3 preschool daughters, and I am mom taxiing them every which way, every single day. And I have to literally work my Premier business in every nook and cranny of my life right now. And I love seeing busy women who are successful in Premier, because we have more tools and flexibility now than we ever have before. And y'all, busy women get things done, don't they? I first started my Premier journey in 2010, and there is a world of difference between how I worked my business then and how I get to work it now. The heart of Premier has not changed in 7 years. The fact that I'm out there enriching lives through my style events, that hasn't changed. But how I meet customers and hostesses and prospects, how I can show them my jewelry and how I can connect with them, that's what's changed. We have more reach than ever now through social media. And I feel like as long as we're responsible with how we market ourselves, I believe that we can impact women in a more meaningful way. This world does not need more airbrushed, perfectly posed, highly edited selfies. The world needs more women who are honest, who are real and duplicable, who are drawing their strength from Christ and not what's around them, women who are completely confident in who God created them to be, and women who know how to raise up and encourage other women. And I believe that we as Premier Jewelry Ladies, we can be the women that this world needs right now. We can use social media positively. We can outrageously bless our hostesses now that we have our personal websites with direct shipping. And we can honestly share how running your own jewelry business can help you through whatever season of life you're in. I've worked personally, Premier, married, unmarried, with no kids, some kids, lots of kids. I've worked it alongside a full-time job, alongside a part-time job, and now I get to work it as a stay-at-home mom. And I have jewelers in my downline who are fresh out of college, and I have jewelers in my downline who are retired and taking care of their grandkids. Premier can literally work for any season of life that you're in. And as long as you believe in Premier, you're going to succeed in Premier. So I love talking about that flexibility with my prospects.
That's huge. Flexibility is huge. And be able to be that, could be that person that the world needs. You might be able to be the one that is actually enriching the person that you bump into at the grocery store or whatever that looks like. Kristen, I want to dive this to you for sure. How do you lead customers and how are you leading hostesses in your Premier business to the Premier opportunity?
Well, just like Molly, I think the flexibility is so huge, you guys. My goal is to show any woman that God has blessed in my life that Premier can fit into any lifestyle, at any season, at any age. Premier is a business that can work around the demands of your life and career. Being a crazy busy mama 3, I value that with new technology, I can work my business wherever I go. For example, on my busiest crazy days, which all seem to fall on the same day, I make sure to take a picture each one of that day's demands. So it may be everything from drop-off to volunteering to hostess coaching, back to soccer practice, and maybe church that evening. I will later create a post that shows all of the things I was able to accomplish that day, and I was able to work my Premier business around my crazy busy life. I want these women in my life to see that the busiest women are totally ideal to be entrepreneurs and have a small business themselves. I want them to see that any woman can do Premier and provide for her family. Premier can be everything from something fun that you do on the side just to get out of the house and learn about trends to a full-time career if you want it to be. Keeping that vibe and tone present in my post helps to lead women to envision all that Premier can be for them. I am planting seeds, hoping this seeds leads to meeting them for lunch or coffee in a face-to-face interaction that I can share Premier and how much I have been blessed by this business and I am able to now bless others.
That's awesome. What an incredible concept what we're seeing here. We're seeing the options to use your business and run it the way you want, all still while maintaining our philosophy and purpose here at Premier Designs. There was a few things that I kind of picked up here, ladies, that you talked about, Kristen. You mentioned about being a cheerleader and encouraging people and driving that. And Molly, you talked about finding your identity past a piece of jewelry. And really the biggest thing about finding identity is that your relationships are driving you towards that identity that we can find in Christ, is what you were talking about, which is such a beautiful thing. And as we progress into Premier, those are types of values that we have here. And we can use technology, we can use social media ultimately to groom those relationships. And you're going to hear a little bit later how we're talking about stories here and these testimonies of people that have been a part of our family here at Premier Designs. And we don't take that word too lightly. And that's something that we want to continue through, even while we bring in these new additional tools for y'all to run your businesses the way that is best for you guys. Because ultimately, we're trying to serve you the best we can so that you can go and serve others with that. So thank y'all, ladies, for joining us. Thank y'all for coming out here and giving us some wisdom. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
All right, Premier, this is the moment. Are you ready to win some drawing prizes? And that That is exactly how we want you to win. Whether you're a member of our live audience or you're at home, we want you to scream so loud when you win that your neighbors are wondering what is going on. So we are going to get started. We have over 100 drawings today, so there's going to be lots of lucky winners. And because Molly, Drew, and Kristen spoke about the importance and the flexibility that technology can offer your business as an additive, we want to start withdrawing for a year free subscription of a personal website. Let's look and see as 20 jewelers are about to win. Valerie Beamer, Jessica Bennett, Amanda Benson, Amy Blackwell, Kelly Clark, Monica Cruz, John Dyer, Rachel Fritz, Jamie Hall, Bree Homer, Kristen Jeffries, Lisa Kraft, Sharon Kuykendall, Molly Malone, Karen Miller, Joyce Sandlin, Leanne Stilley, Nicole Thornton, Joanne Weston, and Darls White. Congratulations to all of our jewelers that received a 1-year personal website subscription. All right, Premier, we know that you love jewelry. So next, let's draw for 20 lucky jewelers to win a $600 retail jewelry shopping spree. Christina Austin, Carol Bailey, Bridget Benson, Pam Bergeron, Ricky Callentine, Catherine Clark, Stacy Jones, Angela Keeler, Jamie Clark, Tammy Leach, Sarah Maples, Linda Martin, Jean Nunez, Kasha O'Byrne, Melissa Wint, Laura Wirtz, Janelle Williams, Kelly Yackley, Christina Yockey, and Alyssa Zimmerman. Congratulations to our jewelers who received a $600 shopping spree. Well, now are you wishing you had some business essentials to kick off 2018? We're about to draw for 20 lucky jewelers to receive a $100 business essentials shopping spree of their choice. Adrian Berquist, Andrea Bird, Connie Brister, Julie Chancellor, Darlene Hamrick, Krista Harvey, Tanisha Jackson, Kathy Jansen, Anthea Johnson, Nicole Call, Nola McCall, Mandy McClure, Tammy McPherson, LaShawn Moser, Rebecca Myers, Anna Phillips, Sherry Selke, Cynthia Shanahan, Teresa Thomas, and Sharon Tyler. Congratulations to all of our jewelers who won a $100 Business Essentials shopping spree. All right, and where do savvy jewelers go when looking for incentives? Premier Incentives, of course. So now we will draw for 10 lucky jewelers to win a $50 Premier Incentives gift card. Lene Begbie, Debbie Benevent, Tondra Chappelle, Jennifer Hart, Michelle Menny, Jeanelle McGoldrick, Karen McLeod, Denise Rogeski, Janice Wawaru, and Teresa York. Congratulations to our jewelers who won a $50 Premier Incentives gift card. All right, congratulations to all of our winning jewelers. We want to hear from you. So make sure you snap a picture and share it with us on social media using the hashtag Connect2018. We're so glad that you won. And this is just the beginning. We have lots more drawings and surprises in store for you. Now, let's take a look and celebrate with some of our national achievers, our national top sponsors, top retailers, and the 2017 Century Club Achievers.
Premier Designs presents our 2017 top retailers. Number 10, Shalisa and David Hagan, designers from Kentucky. Number 9, Sherry DeZura, one diamond designer from Ohio. Number 8, Jackie Duff, designer from Indiana. Number 7, Tracy Cowart, designer from Mississippi. Number 6, Sarah and Tyler Emmert, 3 diamond designers from Minnesota. Number 5, Jennifer and Matt Keller, 7 diamond designers from California. Number 4, Mandy Gomez, designer from Louisiana. Number 3, Amy Parks, designer from Missouri. Number 2, Carissa Duke, designer from Arkansas. And the top retailer for July through December 2017, Sarah and Ken Wagenheim, 3 diamond designers from Pennsylvania. Premier Designs presents our 2017 top sponsors. Number 10, Sherry and Carlos Loria, 5 diamond designers from Florida. Number 9, Jenny Iaguli, 1 diamond designer from South Carolina. Number 8, Kim and Ray Adams, 5 diamond designers from North Carolina. Number 7, Diane and Dave Durking, 7 diamond designers from Michigan. Number 6, Stacy Deering, designer from Michigan. Number 5, Julie and David Miller, Platinum Executive Directors from Texas. Number 4, Karen and Tom McMahon, 4 diamond designers from Arizona. Number 3, Rebecca and Daniel Rogers, designers from Texas. Number 2, Kelly and Brian Bach, 5 diamond designers from Illinois. And the top sponsor for July through December 2017, Jennifer and Matt Keller, 7 diamond designers from California. Congratulations to all of our amazing top sponsors. Now let's recognize our 2017 Century Club Achievers. These jewelers submitted 100 or more jewelry shows in 2017. Congratulations.
Great, and it is awesome to see that this business is alive and well. These top 10 performers in retail and sponsoring and those Century Club winners are simply a representative of all of the hard work of our jewelers, not just here in Dallas, but all across the world. Congratulations to everyone who is working their business, has been, and will continue to do so. Congratulations to you. And whether you strive to just do a little, or whether you have goals to be achievers like these we just celebrated with, if you're meeting needs for your family, and if Premier is accomplishing in your life what you needs to accomplish, you are an achiever and you are a winner. In 2017, we built an entirely new technology system, and we had to take the time to get everything developed and everything connected so we'd be in a position to build, to enhance, and to improve. Now, we didn't just download a new software package. We had different people, multiple teams in multiple places working on different components to bring it all together. And so there has been time on connecting everything and getting everything together for a foundation that sets us up for what we anticipate in 2018. The alternative to what we would have had would have been nothing. And so what we had now sets us up so that we can build, enhance, and improve. Now, every one of us, the home office, associates, jewelers alike, must make certain that we are committed to doing those things, that we are building, we're enhancing, and we are improving. We need to connect to two things. First, we need to connect our work. Every one of us have to work harder in 2018. We have to work smarter in 2018. And that's something that all of us must say in this year, we are going to get to work. Yes, there's work to be done for us in building, enhancing, and improving. And you know what? You have the same task in building and enhancing your own business. Don't settle for what you have today. Anticipate what you can do in growing, building, enhancing, and improving your own personal business in 2018. Now, the second thing we need to do is connect to the right attitude. You know, Andy Horner shared in his book, Leadership A to Z, that attitude is the key to success. Now, what attitude must we all connect with? I like contentment. You know, in Philippians 4:11, we read, I have learned to be content no matter my circumstances. So here's how we live this out. First, focus on the good in your past, not your disappointments. And that has to do not only with your business, but with your life. Focus on those things for which you are grateful. It'll change how you live today. Second, focus on what you have today, not on what's missing. And again, in your own business, don't focus on what's missing. Focus what you have at your disposal. And in your own life, don't focus on what's missing, your disappointments, but focus on what God has given you to work with today, even the people that He's put in your life. And the third aspect of contentment is to focus on the future. Focus on what you can control, not on those things you have no control over. And with our responsibility to connect to our work and connecting to the right attitude, there are great things in store in 2018 for the Premier Designs family, both corporately and for you and your individual business. This is going to be a great year. Now, I want to talk about how we are working on some of those things, what we're building, and introduce even a couple of things to you today. Now, those that are working, not waiting, and those that have the right attitude and are positive, not complaining, are the ones you want to spend your time with, because everything that's given to you is only going to be as good as you make it to be, and you're only going to be encouraged to work as hard as those around you are encouraging you to work. So I'm excited to let you know about a few things that our technology has allowed us to put into place now. First, it has to do with our service to you. We are getting ready to implement chat with customer service. Now, I am not talking about bots and computers or people living in a third world country. I am talking about real live chat with our real live customer service reps. It is still, how may I serve you, with a real person. So what does it mean for you? Well, it means that you're not limited to a phone call and spending a little time on hold. It means you're not limited to going and looking for information through our help desk, although it's still available to you. But when you log into your jeweler's website, you'll see on the bottom right a bar that says, how may I serve you? And if you click that, up will pop a chat conversation that you'll have live with one of our customer service reps. Now again, it's not just that you get to chat when you're lonely and want to talk to somebody. The other benefit of this is that you will have a record of that entire conversation. So even answers that may be posted or information that may be given to you, you can go back at any time and look up that entire conversation that you had. So it continues to serve you as you go. And this is going to be implemented in the next week. So you be looking for how may I serve you on the bottom right side. Because yes, our technology allows us now in real time to chat with you. We're going to start with set hours, and then we're going to build, we're going to enhance, and we're going to improve that experience. So by the end of 2018, we're going to be saying, wow, chatting is the funnest thing to do all day long. Now, there's something else that we're going to focus on. We are also going to, and enhancing, we're going to be working on our ordering system. We have now a foundation that we can begin to build the functionality and the things that you are looking and asking for. We have already put in place some beta test teams that are going to be working on everything that's developed, because now that the foundation's in place, we can begin to add those systems in place that you've been looking for and waiting. No longer during this transition period, we look forward to a year when we're not going to say, how's this all going to work out? We're going to say, wow, look how this has all worked out. You're also going to begin to see that there'll be a building and enhancing and improving and everything even on your jeweler site, your family tree and your reporting. All of these things, again, they're in place, and The only direction we're going is a building and enhancing and improvement on all of those things. So the goal that I have when we end this year is for people to look back and not say how, but to say, wow, what a year. Look at where we have come. And I hope you're ready for that ride with us. We also believe that it's time for us to even add to some of the jewelry that we have. Remember back on December 11th? We had a sneak peek of our spring line, and some of you loved the fact that you got to see it back in December, and some of you thought, oh, well, then there won't be anything to look forward to when we come together in January. Well, I want to make you excited today. How many of you have already purchased some of the spring line samples? In fact, maybe you're wearing something with you today. Awesome. Because of technology, we were able this year to give you a sneak peek to allow you to order it and get it into your hands so you would have it when you need it so you can start showing and selling it even today. And it becomes available for your customers today as soon as we end this broadcast. And so that spring line is available for you to share. But it's also time, and technology allows for this to happen, for us to have some jewelry that goes to the passion that Joan had of keeping it personal. That goes back to the passion that these ladies that you met just a few moments ago still share about keeping it personal. And so what we want you to see today is, in a little video, a hint of what's available to you. And pay close attention because there's something quite personal about what you're about to see. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for you to get personal with your jewelry. And that is right, your customers can go to your e-commerce site and they can personalize their very own order as they would be able to design their own. And you want to drive them to do that so they can make it theirs and increase the value of what it is, whether it's for themselves or whether it's a gift for someone else. Yes, the engraving is free. The engraving is included in the price of that piece, whether you do it for your customer or whether they do it for themselves on the site. There are 6 different fonts that you can choose. When an individual goes in, she knows what she wants to say, and then she can make it look just the way she wants it to look. And this is just the beginning. We're going to build on this, and eventually by the end of the year, we're going to have even more things that you can engrave, but we're starting with the ability to put those phrases, those verses, those names, choose the fonts, and upload it, and lay it out on that piece. There are over 30 engravable pieces in the line we're introducing. You can choose from that selection gold or silver in each of them, but there are over 80 different variations that you can put together with our engravable line. So you may have a silver engraved piece, then you can choose from one of 6 different leather bands in a couple of different styles. So think of the magnitude of this mixing and matching of shopping, where they pick just the look they want, just the phrase they want, and then accessorize it and the variation just exactly how they want it, so it's personal for them. However, you'll want to be sure that your customers see this collection on your websites. But yes, we also want to give to you a printed catalog so you can show the engravable line. Now, where everything comes together, technology and with a printed brochure, is these are available to you start ordering even today. We'll start shipping them out to you next week. But what you know, you still want to sell them on what they can purchase, but again, you want them to go through the experience to your website where they can pick, they can choose, they can put it, they can lay it out just like they want. That also protects you because you don't want to do it for them and them get it and say, that's not what I wanted. So don't become a design expert. Be a designer, but not a design expert. Let them do it. But you can sell this and show it and get excited with a printed brochure. Now, we also want you to know that these are also going to be available for you to start ordering and selling at the end of this broadcast today. This engravable line is now available to you. Now, you're all wondering how you get it in your hands so you have samples to share. Yes, all jewelers through 3 Diamond Designers will get their 30% discount, and you'll be able to use that discount on up to 30 items. Now, remember I said there's over 80 variations of things together, but with 30 different discounts, you can put together a good sample of what you want to choose. You get to personalize it. Again, the engraving is free for you, and so you want to be thinking what you want your samples to appear. Make them personal for you so you can show others how personal they can make it for themselves. And senior leaders, you'll receive your 50% discount, again, on those 30 different line items that you're able to choose so you can build your sample package. Now, I wish there had been a way to have samples everywhere across the country, but because they're available at the end of this broadcast to begin ordering them, they'll start shipping over this weekend and into next week. We couldn't get them into everybody's hands to see them, but Peggy Horner insisted that we make sure some people at least win the full engravable line. So yes, all 82 items. She insisted that we draw, and in a little bit we're going to draw for those across the country. But Peggy Horner, in her generosity, also insisted that we do something for our studio audience. So Peggy, come up here for just a moment because...
Are you excited?
Peggy, I think they're excited about engravables and charm. I think they are. Yeah.
I know I'm excited. I cannot wait to play, you know?
To play it all.
It's going to be so fun.
And she wants you to play on your way out today. So our studio audience, as a thank you for everything you've done, Peggy has selected a particular charm that you're going to be able to take. And what's it engraved with, Peggy?
It has, on one side it says Prayer Warrior, and the other side is our verse of the year.
Verse of the year. So we have one. We have one for each jeweler as you go today to be able to choose from that. So thank you so much, Peggy, for your generosity here. And we want to give away 10 complete engravable lines. So let's do that right now.
Awesome. Okay.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm so thankful for Peggy's generosity. Are y'all ready to win? We're going to draw for 10 lucky jewelers to win 82 new SKUs with a retail value of over $2,700. So if you win, you want to be loud. Let's find out who won our new engravable collection. Ashley Clayton, Jenny Davidson, Holly DeLoach, Leanne Gosson, Stacy Hovelson, Gerald Jones, Doris Lynn, Cynthia Matthews, Melanie Moore, and Gina Mordecai.
It's always been a little larger than we imagined. Over 30 years in the making.
Maybe you're here tonight because you like to earn money, and that you can do.
Grounded on the belief that we're all part of something bigger, something greater. They say the great use of life is to spend it on something that will outlast it. That's a legacy. I guess you could say that's what we're trying to do. It started as a dream for nothing more than to enrich every life we touch. And look where that's taken us. truth is, it never was about us. In fact, someone else was crafting our story all along. It's a story of hope and purpose. It's a story more about people than profit. A story of lives changed for something greater. It's about family and unity, integrity, and doing the right thing, even when no one is looking. We believe there's a secret to success, and that secret is to put your heart, mind, and soul into enriching others. If one person can go out of their way to serve another, we believe it can impact others for all eternity. In Premier, we don't do it alone. We can't do it alone. It's about loving one another and reaching out in time of need. It's a family to strengthen you when you're weak. Premier's about building up and empowering you to thrive. We believe the heart of Premier is our people. People who find happiness in helping others. People who realize the value of leadership is in the people we serve. People who want to leave this world better than they found it. People who we call family.
I watched that video. A lot of times I don't even know where to start. Some of you may have recognized some of those faces in that video as our Premier Jewelers. And in the ending, you hear that word, that Premier family. I can tell you right now, I don't take that lightly. I brought this as a last minute thought because my dad mentioned it earlier. And it means a lot to me. I'm going to touch base on that here in a little bit. But a lot of people ask me the question is, why am I in Premier Designs? And I'm going to tell you over the next couple of minutes that really why I'm in Premier Designs is so much more than just a business here. At 28 years growing up inside of this company, I can tell you that when I am here, I feel home. I feel like I'm around people that are caring for me, that are building me up, that I know that I can look back on my life and that is by God's design through this unique story of Premier Designs that we have here, that each one of us has. Each one of us here at home, we have our own unique story. And it's really cool because I want to talk about something here. I want to talk about this stool for a second. And I'm really honestly honored that I even get to because there's a man at home watching right now, my papa. And there's a picture on here that they're going to throw up for you guys. And I don't know if you can see this at home. I don't know if you can or not. I don't know if you guys can see that at home or not, but he doesn't see very well, and he's 3 feet from a 100-inch screen TV. And he's looking at it. He's looking at the picture of me on there, and I told him I was on TV earlier, And this is the guy that I saw growing up being a CSO, a Chief Servant Officer, a man that built a company that was 100% about enriching lives and being there for people. And at 10 years old, my dad asked me when I was growing up, when I was 10 years old, he asked me what I want to do when I get older. And that man that y'all just saw, I looked back at my dad and I told him that I want to do what Papa does. And when you hear that at 10 years old, I'm telling you right now that I don't know how to explain this to you. But growing up in this, I wasn't seeing a businessman. Like I wasn't seeing somebody who was building this empire to go be in some international trade company or whatever it is. I was seeing a man that put God first in his own faith and his relationship, and he poured his love into people that they would go and love people so well themselves. And that's what I started to desire, and that's what I saw. And when I would grow up in Premier Designs, my grandmother had gems from Joan and these values of keeping it personal and these ideas that are only found in biblical principles and biblical truths. You can imagine what that would do to an 8-year-old, a 15-year-old, and an 18-year-old teenager growing up underneath my dad being this businessman and seeing this examples of my papa and Grammy in front of me. I did not know what God was doing for me. Because I know we live in a world now where every 3 to 6 months we have a new piece of technology that's changing us. And things are adapting. The world is hitting us right smack dab in the forehead saying, wake up. And in Premier Designs right now, we are waking up. And we're taking this full speed ahead. As we progress into the future and we talk about what's to come in technology, ultimately our entire mission is to make sure that people know they are loved, people know that they're cared for, and that there's something far more than jewelry. And I talk about it like this all the time. I always say that there's somebody on the other side of this screen. There's somebody on the other side that we're talking to through chat apps or whatever it is. And that person right there needs you in the seats here and you at home, needs you more now than ever. It's you are the face of Premier Designs. It's you guys are the ones that are carrying out this legacy that's been laid in front of us. I have leaders that are in front of me that I've known my entire life. People that have literally been around since 1985. I wasn't born until 1989. So I grew up in Premier Designs. The Drapers birthed me, as they talked about earlier. Here, kind of. Yeah, I'll give you that one. It's following Gail there. That was awesome. You guys know this is impromptu when that happens, all right? But I'm telling you right now, this is the family that I know. And I look out and I see my friends that are struggling with depression. I see my friends that are dealing with anxiety. And I see, even talking last night to some friends of mine about how we just get overwhelmed with life. And how really, we don't even know what's happening. Like Molly talking about earlier, how she's had so much busyness going on, yet she fit this premier business into her life. And little did she know, when she fit this premier business into her life, she fit a whole community that rebrought this identity that she was lacking prior to that. And we know that every one of you out there, watching there as well, and everybody in here, that you have a unique story, just like Premier Designs has had a unique story designed by God. It has been created in such a way that we are here to enrich every life we touch, and that you are right where you are for a reason, that there is a purpose and a desire inside of you that you have yet to discover. Maybe some of you have. And my granddad always talked about this in this stool right here, and I would see him. I want to sit down because this is cool for me. I have a visual image of him. And he would always talk about this, and I heard this year after year after year. He said, we aren't here for the thousands. We aren't here for the hundreds. And we aren't here for the 50. We're here for the one. And that one person could be that person sitting next to you. It could be the person that you're stuck in a house with up in the Northeast. Sitting across from a table. You're like, golly, I got invited to a weekend with these ladies. I don't even know what to talk about. Overwhelming, I know. I've been around it for 28 years, okay? But I'm telling you, that one person is who we're here for. My granddad said that if he could do all of this over again in the past 32 years, and it only changed one person's life, it was worth it. We are here to be able to reach as many people as possible, but we're here to impact that one if we have to. You are called to so much greater. And there's a story in each one of us at Premier Designs. Just like God has impacted my life in Premier Designs, why I am a part of Premier Designs, because I felt the story of it and I felt this family. I know what it is. I want you to hear some stories in this video that y'all are going to watch from some of our jewelers inside of our Premier Designs family.
Premier in one word has to be my light and my family. I can't do one word. I can't do one word. Okay, let me try it again. Premier in one word is perfect.
I think having a Premier family is one of the best things. It's not always about where you go, it's who you're with.
I was a competitive roller skater, and Melissa was smart and used her business in a way that could actually help me. And I was going out of the country. I was going to Taiwan for our World Championships, and I was trying to raise a lot of money in a really short amount of time.
So I told her, I'll give you all the money. I'll just donate all the profits, and then of course you'll get the free jewelry.
And I said, well, sure, why not?
And so she had an awesome fundraiser, started wearing the jewelry, and then started getting compliments.
So I started wearing it, and everybody was asking me where I got these pieces, and I kept sending them to my friend. And I said, you know what, I think I could do this. It was not hard. She put jewelry out, and it's awesome, and she's making really great money. and I decided to get started.
And so she chose to sign up, and it's just been awesome because now we get to travel and we've grown our businesses together. We've really been like running buddies. And then Jen actually signed up under Nicole.
Well, the first time I met Jen, I absolutely fell in love with her. I thought she was the funnest person. I remember she was sitting at a jewelry show and she was just like smiling at me, which was really nice. And then as I was passing the jewelry, she was just like falling in love with the jewelry the more and more I showed.
She was just this little thing, you know, so you just gotta love her because she's just this little petite little fun ball of energy. And so she took the time to get to know me and just really ask me questions, as well as see that I had an eye for fashion and I loved jewelry and I liked all of those things.
Well, everyone's gonna say she's a fashion diva because she is. I already told you her house looks like Pinterest. She has a great eye for so many things, and I think her heart is so big that she's able to really love on her jewelers, but love on her hostesses, those customers, whoever that she's with. They just feel important.
I just love that about her, is her authenticity, and she's straight to the point, and she's just great. I just love that I have her in my life, not only my Premier family, but I'll have Jen as a best friend for the rest of my life, which I love.
They really, truly are my faith-based friends that I can go to and pray with, or ask them for prayer, or ask them just to, you know, have my back with certain things. I never had that growing up. We're all, you know, really, like when we say Premier family, like we're family.
I love that Premier builds confidence in these girls, and for me, is that I get to shine like how Jesus wants me to shine. So there's parts that he's in my life, and I get to talk about it at my shows or even with my Premier family because it's my business and I can, and he gets to be the little light, and I love that. Every girl in Premier can be themselves and be unique and be individually you, and if you're just love what you're doing and love in life, you're gonna be shining bright, and that's kind of my favorite part about it.
Premier is like a breath of fresh air, really, when it comes down to how they are based on biblical principles. People stay in Premier because of that feeling, because you get that Premier really, truly cares about you and is looking out for you and has your back.
So it's a lot of fun to just look back and see how much our lives have changed, you know, pre-marriage and pre-children and all of those things. And we've got to do that all together because of Premier, you know, and I wouldn't have met Jen without Premier. Having that family and those friendships are really what kind of pull you through the normal life situations. They're like your life support.
They've been through every stage of my life, from when I was single to getting married to having my first baby to my second baby to I'm moving, come help me move, come help me decorate. So it's just that part is like they get to be part of my life, and they are the extra, the light of my life.
To me, Premier is amazing. Really, it's all encompassing. Pretty much every good thing that you could say about a company is what Premier is.
I hope that all of us have learned something today, if we didn't already know this. Premier Designs is more than jewelry, it is family. This video just represents a picture, an example of one of those family units with Melissa, Nicole, and Jen. And that is represented countless times across this country. In fact, I got to ask, if you're in a room right now with your family, I want to hear from you. Who's with their family? Yes. And if you didn't just cheer and there's someone else from Premier in the room, you missed my point. They don't have to be your upline or your downline. In Premier, the relationships that we're able to build create a family. And I want to talk first to the guests that are with us today, because you're looking at this family. It's probably a lot like on that first time with your future spouse, you went and visited their family. You maybe didn't know what to expect. You knew the person who invited you, and obviously you were comfortable enough with them to have them come with you. But what you found when you got here is there were a whole group of other people that you had no idea existed. But I want you to know that all those other people that are looking at you, whether it's here in Dallas or across a living room in a home in Idaho, wherever you are, that person is potential family. And potential family will love you and accept you no matter what. And you have the opportunity today or any day in the future to actually become a part of this family. And so I want to encourage all of our guests to consider connecting yourself to Premier Designs. Now, when I say connect yourself to Premier Designs, yes, I want you to consider becoming a jeweler and becoming an official part of the Premier Designs family. Now, all across the country, your leadership are going to share more details with you about that. They've either already or yet to come. I've already heard from Misty Bartlett that they've got 2 new girls in their family already over in Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm sure that'll take place across the country where some of you as guests will decide to connect with the Premier Designs family as a jeweler. But I want to give you a reason to make that decision today. I don't want you to wait. So I want to introduce to all of our guests that we're going to offer you a boutique bonus if you choose to become a jeweler today. That is right, an additional $100 in jewelry for our guests. And it doesn't matter which boutique you choose, whether you come in at the $395, at the $595, or $795 level. With all of those, you'll still get your $300 or your $1,000 or your $1,500 in jewelry. But on top of that, because you joined today, January 6th, we will give you another $100, an additional $50 discount on your cost to increase your sample package. It's just a way of saying we love you and we're glad you chose today to become a part of our Premier Designs family. So any guests that are here, I'm not going to make you come forward. There's not going to be an invitation, but I want you to know. If you're sitting in a living room with one jeweler somewhere across America, if you're snowed in and you weren't even able to go where you were invited, but you're still watching today, know that when you hear all the details of how this business works, I want you to decide to make it today. Now, the reason I don't want you to go to bed tonight is what happens all the time. We go to bed, we wake up, and we just don't feel the same way we felt yesterday. Because life enters our world once again, and the next thing we have to do is before us. And if you wait till tomorrow, you may wait to miss out on the family that's being offered to you today. So that's just an incentive for you guests to connect with us today. Now, I want to talk about our leadership. I want our leadership to reward themselves in a greater way. You know, in Premier Designs, it's all about awards and recognition. Even Quick Start 6 and 9 for brand new jewelers, they can earn free jewelry. There's Jones Rookie Team where they start to grow their business. They can earn free jewelry. They can go to Builder, and they can go to Designer, and they can get yet more free jewelry. But one thing that we haven't been doing is giving to our diamonds, 1 through 5 diamond designers, something when they promote to their new level. And so that's changing. We're going to now begin rewarding officially 1 diamond promotions with $500 in free jewelry, just as we have done for all of our designers. Now, they've gotten a charm and they've gotten recognition. We thought, you know what? They need more jewelry too, because there's engravables that you've got to add to your portfolio now. And so beginning immediately, next time you promote, you'll already receive it at Builder and Designer. Now you'll receive it starting at the 1 diamond designer growing level, because we want our leadership to continue to have a reason to reward themselves as they work their business. Of course, we all know that we've got a designer cruise coming up, and in that designer cruise, all designers are invited. Based on their points, we'll determine their cost, but if they've sponsored too, how many here have already earned their way and qualified to go on the cruise? I want to hear it across the country. We've got them scattered around. It's cold some places. A cruise in the Caribbean is just a wonderful sounding thing right now. And in the month of January, I hope you remember, we are rewarding you with double points in the month of January. I talked to a leader just this past week who said, all I need to do is sponsor 1 person. I've got the points. I've got it paid for. I need to sponsor 1 more. She says, I don't care what I have to do. I will sponsor 1 more person by the time this month is over. It's still within reach for every one of you. Not even a designer yet. You can still do what you have to do to get to designer by the end of January. All of your points from back from the beginning count. They're doubled in January, and you too can celebrate in a warm environment a reward for leadership. But then I want to challenge every jeweler. Now, if you're a guest to become a jeweler, this challenge is for you. If you're a leader, you're a jeweler, this challenge is for you. But I want all of our jewelers to challenge themselves from January through June, based on your activity of the number of group orders, the events that you submit, and based on your retail, we want to reward you. But the challenge is all dependent on what you want to do and how much you want to earn. It's going to begin at a very basic level. Get a load of this. 6 events, 6 shows submitted in those 6 months with just 3,000 retail, you will receive something free when we come to National Rally. So at that most basic level, there is something for everybody. And I want to hear whether or not you think every jeweler, even at a basic level, ought to be rewarded for their hard work. Anybody think that ought to happen? And a $50 discount or $100 in free jewelry may not sound like a lot, but again, this is just saying, even if you're just doing a little bit in this business, we want to reward you for doing that. But if you are interested in doing a little bit more, what if you do 12 group orders, submit 6,000 retail, then you'll receive $250 in free jewelry when we come to National Rally. And again, you may say, you know, it's time for me to kind of ramp things up, and I'm going to start to do a little more. Now, this doesn't have to be done in any individual month or an accruing basis. You could do all of this in that 6-month period, whatever works for you in your life and where you are. So in total, 12 group orders, but it's not enough. Let's double it once again. If we go to 24 group orders with 12,000 total retail, and that total retail can come from any source of retail sales, it all adds together, and you'll receive even more, $500 in free jewelry. Now, I want to hear if there's anybody in this room who thinks it's possible for you to have 12 shows. I need to ask again whether or not. I realize a couple of you had to get your calculators out and see if it was possible, but it started to trickle through the crowd that, yes, that is possible, but we're not done. Let's double that again. If we go to 36 group orders, 18,000 retail, how about $1,000 in free jewelry when you come to National Rally? But again, I don't think that's enough, because there's still some people that, what, that's all? That's not a challenge. So we're going to go, for those who go over 48 shows, you are going to receive $2,000 in free jewelry, $1,000 discount when you come to National Rally. Now, here's the challenge. You decide how hard you want to work. You decide what you want your reward to be, and you plan to make that a reality. But you know what? There's another part to this business. It's building the business. It's a thing we call sponsoring. And so how many would like to double the reward that you earn from this challenge? Yes, you think it'd be a good idea to double it? Well, we're going to show you how you double it. And it's through sponsoring. You double it at each of those levels by your sponsoring. And at the most basic level of just 6 shows, if you sponsor just one person, you will double your prize at that most basic level. Sponsor 2, you'll double the 12. Sponsor 3, 4, 5. So think about it for a moment. Get your calculators back out, because if you sponsor 5 jewelers, that's less than 1 a month, and you submit 48 events, and you do the retail that's necessary, you'll receive $4,000 in free jewelry, which is more than a full line when you come to the National Rally. And I also love this challenge, because here's what you're able to do. If you're approaching the end of this 6-month time period and you've sponsored 3 people, but you've already held 36 events, you know what that says to you? Sponsor 1 more person and I multiply my reward. If you're a person that's already at 48 events and you've only sponsored 3 people, you look at the other side of your business and say, guess what? If I just sponsor 2 more people, I double my reward. If you're someone just doing the basics in this business, 6 shows a month, to say, if I just sponsor one person, that basic level of activity, then I'll double my reward. Again, it's in your hands. The challenge is for you to make of it what you want to make of it. And so I want all of you to be certain that today, before you leave and before you head home, that you talk to your premier sisters, you talk to your premier family, and you challenge each other and you share with each other what level you plan to work towards. I want to hear through our social media networks. I want to hear the responses on those that are chatting about what's happening even right now in our live stream, to know, what are you working for? How are you going to challenge yourself? Guess, become a jeweler today. You can earn this as well, on top of your Quick Start 6, on top of your Quick Start 9. Those who are growing in leadership because you're sponsoring all these people, this is on top of the rewards that you're receiving in working your business. It couldn't get more generous, but it's only as good as you make it. So I encourage you to challenge yourself. So I got to ask, who's going to take the challenge for 2018? Reward yourself. Thank you. Now, I also want you to know that when Rally comes and you're planning for Rally, and if you're new to Premier, that what you don't know is getting downtown hotels can sometimes be a challenge. So a part of this challenge is the top 500 retailers after the month of March, at that midway point, January, February, and March, the top 500 in retail, regardless of how many shows you're sponsoring, those 500 will be able to register for Rally, select their hotels before it opens to the general public. So again, there's another challenge for you, even if it has to do with planning for being at National Rally. So again, that challenge is there for you to make of it what you want to make of it for yourself. Now, I want to encourage all of you that as you challenge yourself and you get early registration, you build a business, you sponsor others, even though you might be doing it because you're trying to meet needs for your family, the reality is you're enriching and impacting lives of people, whether you know it or not. Because these other people that come into your life, that become a part of your family, or whether you join a family, are now people that are interested in you, they're interested in your success, they're concerned about you and the cares of life that you deal with day to day. And that family is there to help us. And what you'll find is the greatest blessing in Premier will not be that you even got free jewelry and met a financial goal and were challenged and recognized. It's the relationships that you have with people that you would not have had if you had not taken the challenge or had not made the decision to connect or had not decided to reward yourself. So we offer this to you, but it's only as good as you make it for yourself, your life, and business. So as I end, and as we move to a time of winning more and giving away more and hearing more, I got to ask, you ready for 2018 to take the challenge?
All right, Premier. Well, Bob mentioned National Rally, and before we talk a little bit more about that, we want to draw for more lucky winners. Are you feeling lucky? We're going to draw now for 10 lucky jewelers to receive a brand new 2018 spring collection. Let's see who our lucky jewelers are. Adriana Gunderson, Jackie Hyde, Laura John, Treslin Lamb Randall, Cheryl Lewandowski, Joanne Martin, Jeannie Morgart, Mackenzie Newman, Shauna Watson, and Emily Weibold. Congratulations to our 10 lucky jewelers who received a brand new 2018 spring collection. And now we want to thank the guests in our audience for joining us today. So we want to draw for 10 guests to receive the beautiful Eclipse Ensemble. This is the Eclipse necklace, earrings, and the buzzworthy bracelet. Justine Antonelli, Andrea Bailey, Kim Byram, Cheryl Cripps, Beatrice Fabian, Rhonda Frey, Jessica Robinson, Sandy Tykert, Amanda Wade, and Lori Wood. Congratulations and thank you for joining our Premier family today. Now let's draw for 10 more lucky guests to receive this Rosy Soft Touch Ensemble. This ensemble is the Touch of Glam necklace, Sheer Perfection, and More Grace bracelet. Our lucky winners are Nell Brock, Alyssa Farnsworth, Misty Gilmore, Betty Greenlee, Iris McPherson, Zori Rivas, Cassie Simpson, Brenda Williamson, Sheila Wise, and Brooke Wright. Congratulations on winning the Touch of Glam necklace, Sheer Perfection earrings, and More Grace bracelet. Last but not least, let's see our 10 guests that will receive the Rosy Soft Touch Ensemble. The Soft Touch necklace, Earth Angel bracelet, and Cecilia earrings. Our lucky guests are Virginia Beggs, Nikki Brown, Janet Clark, Shannon Green, Dusty Hurd, Nicole McAnally, Michelle Meyer, Regina Rushing, Mickey Smith, and Brianna Smith. Congratulations to all 30 guests for their drawing winners.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for our first regional rally that we've done as a live broadcast. A pretty incredible event. Hey, Pegs?
It was fun.
This is fun stuff. We really loved it. Being able to bring everything together from the beginning of training with Kristen and Molly, bringing back to face-to-face relationships and making sure we had all these new announcements with the Engravable line and all that was awesome. Yeah. I had absolutely nothing to do with the idea of any jewelry piece ever, so you don't have to worry about that. That's all this lady right here. Yes, they're coming, sorry. He wants me to say thank you intentionally to a lot of people here. My dad, whoa, do you want me to quote you first here? Yeah? I like this quote, actually. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Dad. My dad says, he sincerely says this is on him. I'm not speaking about myself here, okay? He says, I am proud of Drew. And that he will be speaking later after this event when his voice comes back for y'all as well. So, we want to make sure that we say thank you to our local senior leadership here for hosting the DFW Regionals, and our local jewelers that came out to our live audience, our hostesses and volunteers at each one of our 90+ sites across the country. Thank you all out there. It's amazing. Our jewelers and leaders for hosting the small groups in their homes. Thank you so much for bringing people together for #Connect 2018. Nobody? Thank you. Thank you. Special thank you to Molly Bronson and Kristen Pegram for coming out here and doing some training with us and reminding us of keeping it personal. PCS and my uncle Tommy Horner and their crew for setting up this sweet stage and this crew out here. An incredible opportunity. And also our home office team and the associates here at the home office. Thank you guys for coming out here, especially on a Saturday, working out and being out here with y'all. It's pretty cool to see we have an opportunity to be digital with y'all and at home with this live broadcast. Here's some numbers we want to throw out to you guys. We've had 3,000 unique views. We had over 1,500 viewers out there, 33 different countries, 28 different domains. Yeah. 10,500 viewers out there watching this broadcast. Pretty phenomenal numbers for us. Across, I said 33 different countries. Amazing. It's amazing what technology allows us to do to go and reach more people, to reach our mission and our purpose. But, however, there's a huge reminder that we always want to be personal. We want to be face-to-face. And so those of you out there that are guests or new into Premier Designs, I want to make sure I invite you to join this family with us. There's a lot more than just jewelry behind what we're doing here. There's a purpose and a mission and philosophy, which leads us right to joining us at National Rally in 2018, July 19th through the 21st, because the best way to be a relationship is be face-to-face with people. You guys are awesome. We love you. Check this video out. Y'all have a good one, all right?